Hello, it's Belinda again. Yeah, Source doesn't cut me a break. I guess I'm on crash course. Crash course. Surprise! The subject that's coming through for me is I love to play World of Warcraft. And my son just made this for me because my Alienware computer was outdated. And World of Warcraft, I couldn't play it. But anyways, I guess what's supposed to come through is that we have a tendency to demonize. Here's one of my favorite characters. We have a tendency to demonize things that we do not understand, especially if it's new. And then I remember that the world was in an uproar because Bugs Bunny and those cartoons, children were believing that what they saw in the cartoons. And so they were upset and wanted to make changes and everything. And even back then I said, well, they're dumb. I mean, children aren't dumb, but I mean, where are the parents? Where are they explaining that this is not for real? You know? And there's always going to be some child that thinks they can hold a firecracker in their hands and it's not going to hurt them. I know this is going to get a lot of people mad, but that's not my point. Okay, let me get to the point. Video games. Yes, just like anything, there's some that are really outrageous, and then there are some that are actually good because God is reaching everybody in the way that suits them. It won't suit you. He'll contact you, or it will contact you. She will contact you the way that works for you. So World of Warcraft, yes, you kill, but it's magic. And if you've never played it, you know, what do I say? You know, you got to experience something if you're going to be judgmental. And it depends on how you go in with the perception of what you're playing, what you expect here. You know, there's some profound spiritual stuff in this game. There's quests in there that have made me cry. There's quests in there that have made me laugh. There is life lessons. There's some spirituality. But if you go in, just like in real life, you go in looking, hating, just looking for the worst, yeah, you're going to find it. That's in real life. I always told my children, I said, you go outside looking for trouble, you're going to find it. You know, so it's the same with the games. You know, it's all how you see it. And yes, I get, the saying that it takes, a village to raise a child, especially nowadays. We have to help each other because, there's a lot of broken children, families, and, parents have to work really hard nowadays. I mean, it's always been like that. This isn't nothing new. But, like World of Warcraft teaches you a lot of things. A lot of things. It depends, like the Horde and the Alliance. Well, if you play both characters, if you play every single faction that's out there, or I forget what they're called. Like, a druid, a paladin, all those kind of things. You're going to find out even the undead, you're going to find out that they're all the same. They're spiritual and they want to live in peace, but they're not being allowed to because of the perception that the other people have. And if you play both sides the same, because it gives you both sides of each side of the same story, and you wind up finding out that almost 90% of it is misunderstanding because of prejudicism, or we just kind of jump to conclusions. So, God is reaching our children and anybody that's over here playing this game. Any of the games. GTA. Oh my God. That's a crazy game. That's a horrible game. I mean, that's why they're rated. But think about it. I would rather have my son or my child go out there and do all that crazy stuff in the game than go out in the world and try to do the same damn thing. Yeah, you got to tell them, hey, this is not real world, You go out there and you're going to get arrested just like in the game. If you crash and speed, you're going to die or kill somebody and it ruins your life. That's where the parenting comes in, Children are not really stupid, even though I said that in the beginning of the game, of this video. But, yes, I know. Look, I can't cut a break. Maybe one day Source will let me put some makeup on and fix my hair and try to look a little more presentable. But squirrely me, here I am. He wanted me to bring it up. So, just like YouTube videos, any social media, he's loving it because he can reach so many because they're interested in it, How many people have to get up in the morning, get dressed, and walk or drive to church to try to get some spirituality? Or you have people knocking at the door. That stuff has gotten old, and it has its place, but it's not good enough. It's not fast enough. Things are moving quicker and quicker and quicker. So these video games, we just like to demonize everything, even AI or social media. Oh my God, you know who demonizing that shit? Excuse my French. Well, it's not French, but are the people that want to control everything. See, they can't. So they're panicking. It's like a wildfire. All this information is coming out there. We're talking to each other. They say, well, we're not face to face, that we're losing social skills. No, we're not. We're gaining other social skills, different social skills. We're evolving, And even AI, if you demonize it, then that's what you're going to get, because it's perspective, it's energy. You want a world that everybody's afraid of everything and afraid of AI and afraid of video games and what's going to happen to your children? You're going to find out, because you're going to see your world unravel with all your fear, and you're not going to like it. We really do. People do live in a bubble. We live in our own realities. I mean, think about it. The homeless person at the corner, his reality, that person's reality is a hell of a lot different than mine. Yet, I can walk by that person every day. But it's different, The people that live in La Jolla, those gorgeous houses are up there on, the mountains, beautiful homes. Well, their reality is a lot different than mine. I live down here, and I live in a one-bedroom apartment in a beautiful complex. It's like, where do you want to be? Where do you want to go? You want to keep bitching and complaining and being pissed off at everything and everybody around you until you get sick, and then your life is miserable because you're sick, and then you die because you died of a miserable, miserable life. I really don't know. I really don't know what's going to happen after I die. We can all speculate. We get these downloads, and everything. But until it happens to you, you really don't know. Like I say, you don't know when you're going to die. That's right. Some people think it's all written out. You have a expiration date, and some people don't. Doesn't matter, because think about it. Don't matter when you're going to expire. What's important is the quality of life you're leading until then. Do you want to be happy? Or do you want to be friggin' miserable and hate the world around you? Because that's just all you can see. That's all you allow yourself to see. That's it. So, anyways, this isn't going to be very long. This is all about video games. There's a lot of video games out there. And to be honest with you, I don't play them. I've been playing World of Warcraft since 2010, Cataclysm. My significant other's been playing this game since its inception. I love the game. It's the only one I play. I tried Diablo, because they give it to you for free. Nah, I wasn't interested. It's just so complex. It's just so complex. There's something there for everybody. And I just... Don't criticize what you don't know. That goes with everything. Jumping to conclusion, listening to other people's opinions and thinking that that's correct, even mine. This is my opinion. If you don't feel it, that's it. Feel it. If you don't feel it, then fine. But I was led to mention this for whatever reason. World of Warcraft is absolutely fantastic. You can go in there and just go into raids and get all caught up in the competition. In the competition, our young people need competitiveness, because even though our technology is leaps and bounds of it's our instincts, our human animalistic instincts are way behind our technology. Young men, when they become, there was tradition, there was ceremony back in the days when young men became men and young girls became women. That doesn't happen anymore. Maybe in third world countries still, or second world, whatever, where they still keep their traditions, but that's getting less and less. So these are necessary. Instead of joining up in gangs and going out there beating each other up and doing whatever, see who's the toughest and who's the strongest and being territorial, because that's innate in us. They get on this damn video games on this computer and they're safe at home. They do all that shit online. So your son is safe, your daughter is safe. She's talking to people. Well, we don't know who they are. Well, that's right. But they're not next to you. Let her go out for a walk. Let her go to the beach. Let her go to a bar. Let her go when she gets older. And holy shit. Then as a parent, you're really going to worry. You don't know what the heck's going on. People are drinking and drugs out there, and you just pray that, they don't get in a fight or get arrested. Jesus, they're at home. They're at home, safe, playing a stupid video game, getting out that frustration, being competitive. And yeah, that's up to you. Come on, let's go do something. Take your kid out. Let's do a family function. Let's go on a vacation. Whatever, you can. It doesn't take a lot of money to spend time with your child. Every child loves their parent. You have to be an effing horrible, evil ass parent if your child doesn't love you. Children are born with unconditional love, mystery, wonder. You take that away from your child? Seriously, we got some work to do. But it's never too late. It's never too late. I mean, the more damage you do, it's harder to fix. But it doesn't mean until the day you die. Once that happens, then it's kind of late for that child. But anyways, freedom. There's nothing wrong with teaching your child safety. There's nothing wrong. Your children listen to everything you say. I have this crazy kind of personality and that I joke. And one day I realized that I was just messing around, just joking, not, teasing about something. And I realized my child came back and it's like they believed me. And I go, oh my God, baby, I was just joking. That was an eye-opener. Children believe everything their parents tell you. Tell them. They're born, it's like they're born with their mind is empty, like blank. And they start recording everything as soon as they arrive. Some remember even when they were in the womb. But nonetheless, so they're recording their existence with the parents and everybody else around. So, garbage in is going to be garbage out. Yes, we're supposed to prepare our children to live in this society that we live in. But perspective is everything. You know what I mean? Caution is one thing. Fear, especially in the beginning. Fear is bad. So we are born perfect, how we're supposed to be. And then we have to learn to survive in this world. And then once we figure all that out, and we feel, then we learn to go back the way we were so we feel safe. And then that's the cycle of life. At least one cycle. Anyways, that's enough. This is just, I guess, just God wants you to know that He is everywhere. I mean, even in the movies, I saw it. The spirituality coming out in movies. God's talking to these artistic creators, and they make movies. There's always a spark of truth in these movies. A lot of them are preparing the way. We don't have Moses and those other people that would come before a prophet or Jesus. It's not that way anymore. There's too many people. And so we use other means. And what's more popular was the movies, and it's still popular. But social media, oh my goodness, yes, AI, So you want to create an evil AI? Continue to be afraid of it. You want to coexist with it and benefit because it does benefit. That's the thing. If all you see is the evil and fear-mongering and fall for it, yeah, okay. I'm not saying to be gullible and think everything's peachy because in this third world it's not, but there's also benefits. And that's what World of Warcraft I've seen in it. So what kind of bubble do you want to live in? What kind of bubble you're going to be afraid of that your children, because they don't get up and go to church in the morning, that they're evil, they're lost. I remember when I used to go to church, there was a lot of people there were a bunch of hypocrites and really turned me off of a lot of religions that I didn't want to have anything to do with them until I got old enough and a little more life experience that I realized it wasn't the religion, it was the people. So I was judging a religion by the way the people acted, especially once they left. In the parking lot, they haven't even, their seat in the church wasn't even warm enough, and they're doing things that were very inappropriate. Anyways, this is me rambling. Again, I've been playing it for 16 to 18 years, and I still love World of Warcraft. I just got a computer so I can start playing it again. That's right. Courtney says, do what you love, and I love playing World of Warcraft. Yes. Who knows? Maybe I'll start streaming World of Warcraft. His 69-year-old grandmother. My significant other, he is amazing, so smart with World of Warcraft, but I've been telling him for 20 years he should do something like that, at least. Yeah. But what is it? You can take a horse to water, but you can't make them drink it. And that's been a hard lesson for me. When you see people that you love and you can see their potential, their creativity, you can see their soul, how wonderful, and the things that they can contribute to the world, because you can see what he does to just people that he comes in physical contact with. But if they don't see it, no matter what you do, you can't make them. They have to follow their own path. And so then I just learned, just plant a seed of love and pray that it grows. And you know what? It has been. It has been. I have been praying for some loved ones, for their happiness. That's it. Just God, help them to find their happiness. And it's been happening. I'm so excited. It has. I've been seeing the results. Source answering a mother's prayer. Anyways, I love every single one of you guys. Good night. It's 2:40 in the morning. I haven't slept yet, but my son and them are all gone. House is quiet. And I really don't have anything to do until my Zoomy meeting at 1 p.m. I think I'm going to get on World of Warcraft and play for an hour. It's been a while. It's been a busy week. I love every single one of you. Thank you, Courtney. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you, everybody. Zero. Bye.